Hey everyone, Soros here. Today I want to talk about the new hunter Chahain, the Pure Sword Princess. So she is a fighter and she's a water-based element. She scales on defense. So one thing is very important for all the hunters, regardless of what, you should always carefully read their skills and what do they scale on. Like this one example, scales on the user's defense. So meaning you have to use the artifacts that are like skill on defense instead of attack. If let's say you use attack or HP on her, it will be useless because it doesn't help her at all. Okay, let's go over to her passive and stuff. So when the users use Sword Princess Dance or Heavenly Strike is the name of her basic skill 1, and then her basic skill 2 is called Sword Storm, and her ulti is Sword of Destiny. Okay, and back to it. Heavenly Strike, it recharged the Will of the Sword gauge. Later we'll go through the gameplay and I'll show you what is the Will of the Sword. And basically the Will of the Sword, it buffs her, it gives her a buff which increases her defense by 5% and also critical hit rate and critical hit damage by 2%, which you can stack up to 6 times. So for fully max stats, it will be 30% defense and 12% critical hit rate and critical hit damage, but the duration is only lasts until 15 seconds. This is for A0. Now moving on to advancement A1, Sword Storm changed to quick attack and also increase the damage of Sword Storm by 60%. So Sword Storm is the name of her basic skill 2. So after you using basic skill 2 and then you use basic skill 1 Heavenly Strike, it will activate the Blade Master. Blade Master is like, it allows her to do core attack up to 5 times. And also at advancement 1, it will increase her further the defense by extra 5%. Only the defense is increased, the critical hit rate and critical hit damage still remains 2%. But for the defense right now, from 30% you get double, which is like 60%. And then for advancement 2, when Heavenly Strike, it activates the unrecoverable effect. When Sword of Destiny, it activates the paralyzed effect. So basically means the basic skill 1, if you use it on mob, it will apply like unrecoverable, meaning like the mobs, for those mobs that are able to heal themselves, they won't be able to for 30 seconds. And for the ulti, it will apply paralyze, which mobilize the target for 3 seconds. So this is her ulti. Okay, and then for advancement 3, Will of the Sword gauge recharged to 100%. It will enhance the basic skill 1 by increasing the damage to up to 60%. This one I'll show you in the gameplay later. And then for advancement 4, for every water team member in the party, she will gain 7% of critical hit rate and critical hit damage. So there's like example 3 water team including her, she will instantly get 21% critical hit rate and critical hit damage. For advancement 5, the Will of the Sword effect, for this one the defense remains on 10%, but the critical hit rate and critical hit damage from 2% will improve to additional 4%. Sorry, no, I mean additional 2 more percent, which is 4%. And then in total max stats, the defense remain 60% and the critical hit rate and critical hit damage will be 24%. And then it will also increase her basic skill 1 and basic skill 2 to 60%. And then for her weapon, if you have it at A5, you will gain the passive defense by an additional 12%. And when you get the buff effect Will of the Sword, it also increases her defense by 6%, which you can stack up to 60 times, which is pretty insane, honestly. Now to the artifacts. So for the artifacts, the most ideal and best artifacts for her would be Chaotic Infamy. So you want to go for 4 set of this. Having this 4 set, it increased the user's basic skill damage by 2.5%, stacking up to 20 times. So 2.5 times 20 would be 50% max. And then you also recover 5% of the MP for every time you use a basic skill. But this will have a cooldown for 30 seconds. So ideally, you want to have 4 of this set and then 4 obsidian set. And then as I mentioned before, you want to focus the main stats as in additional defense with defense minimum plus 2. That's the worst scenario. But if you're lucky, you have plus 3 or plus 4, that would be great. So the higher the defense, the more damage she would be able to do. Now if let's say you don't have a good stats, you can still go with 4 curse. Right now I don't have any good stats on Infamy, so I'm just using my previous Thomas artifact for the moment. Yeah. And then moving on for her core. Her core, this would be more ideal since she can do 5 times of her core damage. So yeah, you want to have this Eye of the Watcher. From here, this one, the stats, you can either go for critical hit rate, critical hit damage, damage increase, either one. And then for this one, yeah, having this would be better, Limbs of the Watcher, but here is also same. So you can either focus on critical hit rate, critical hit damage and damage increase, or defense penetration. And then lastly, this would be the most ideal for her, Teeth of the Watcher. So yeah, decrease the MP recovery rate by 10% and skill MP consumption by 12%. So see what you're lacking of. You can just focus on whatever stats you're lacking on here. And then this is my stats right now. It's not fully optimized, but I use what I have right now. I have 41k defense, 50% crit rate, 187 critical hit rate, and 13% defense pen damage increase 26. I'm still trying to get a better stats. Moving on, let's jump into the gameplay. So for her kit and skill rotation is actually pretty simple. Now the first thing you're gonna notice is you're gonna see a sword gauge below her. So yeah, this one. So the first thing first, her skill rotation is very straightforward and simple. You want to use Sword Storm first, which is like the Moon Shadow, similar to Moon Shadow, and then after basic skill 2, you want to go for basic skill 1. Then it activates the Blade Master effect, which allows you to do her core damage 5 times. And after using 5 times of the core attack, it will fill up the blade gauge, which will turn yellow later, you'll see. And then there's like a flash or a blink or whatsoever, means that it already enhanced your basic skill 1. So it will, later I'm going to show you, you will see I'm going to do like a skill 2, skill 1, 5 core attack, and then I instantly regain another skill 1 again. So that's her rotation. It's very simple. So yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skill 1 again. So yeah, there you go. And then from here, it's her ulti, Sword of Destiny. Remember I mentioned at advancement 2, her ulti will apply like a paralyze for 3 seconds. So yeah, after ulti you see it has a paralyze effect for 3 seconds. So yeah. And now as I showed you just now, pretty simple. Skill 2, skill 1, and then core attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh bro, it missed. Okay. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I hope this explanation are able to help you guys to understand what her kits are, what artifacts she needs, and what are the cores that are most suitable for her. So yeah, if you find this video helpful, do drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate it, would help me a lot. Follow me for more future content. So yeah, you guys have a great one. Have a nice day. See you guys.